Hey, Steelers family, we've got some absolutely jaw-dropping news today that's turning heads all over the NFL. First off, our defensive coach, Gerald Alexander, is possibly making a move that could change everything for us. But that's not all. Wait until you hear about the massive decisions we're facing on the offensive side. It's a double whammy of Steelers news that you definitely don't want to miss. So, if you're as curious as I am to uncover all the details, hit that like button and let's get right into the heart of what's going on. Let's kick things off with Coach Alexander. This guy's been a rock for our defense, and now the Patriots. That's a twist none of us saw coming. Let's dive deep and see what this could mean for our beloved Steelers. The Pittsburgh Steelers have an assistant coach named Gerald Alexander, who helps with teaching the defensive backs, like the players who try to stop the other team from catching the ball. He recently had an interview with the New England Patriots, a different football team, because they are looking for a new person to lead their defense, called a defensive coordinator. This job opened up because the Patriots' previous defensive coordinator, Gerard Mayo, got a big promotion to become the head coach, taking over from the very famous Bill Belichick. A writer named Albert Breer, who writes about sports for Sports Illustrated, shared this news. He also mentioned that Christian Parker, who does a similar job to Alexander but for the Denver Broncos, also interviewed for the same position with the Patriots. Breer thinks that another coach from the Patriots, DeMarcus Covington, might get promoted to this big job, but both Alexander and Parker might still end up working with the Patriots' defense in some way. Right now, Alexander is busy with a special football game called the East-West Shrine Bowl in Texas. He's coaching the linebackers, who are players that help stop the other team from running with the ball, for the West team. Alexander used to play in the NFL himself, for teams like the Detroit Lions and the Miami Dolphins, and he became a coach for the Steelers in 2022. A man named Brian Flores, who Alexander had worked with in Miami, recommended him for the job. In his time with the Steelers, Alexander has been really good at coaching players who play in the back of the defense, especially helping a player named Minkah Fitzpatrick become one of the best in his position in 2022. He also helped the team when lots of their players got hurt in 2023. Before joining the Steelers, Alexander coached football at colleges and had short training periods with two NFL teams, the Tennessee Titans and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. There's a rule in the NFL that might allow Alexander to leave the Steelers if he gets an offer to become a full-time coach for a specific group of players, like all the defensive backs or linebackers with another team. Now, hold on to your terrible towels because we're about to tackle something just as crucial. We've got some big choices ahead, especially with Broderick Jones. The decisions we make here are going to be pivotal for our offense in the next season. Let's break down the options and what they could mean for our future on the field. This offseason, the Pittsburgh Steelers have a couple of big decisions to make. First, they need to find a new offensive coordinator. Second, they have to figure out who will compete with Kenny Pickett for the starting quarterback position when the 2024 season kicks off. But there's another important choice they need to make. It's about a really good player they picked in the draft last year, Broderick Jones. He's a left tackle, a player who protects the quarterback and helps in running plays. Jones was chosen 14th overall from Georgia and initially lost the starting job to Dan Moore Jr. However, he became the starting right tackle later in the season. Jones did really well as a rookie, showing he's a great first-round pick and a long-term starter. Now, the Steelers' bosses, Omar Khan and Mike Tomlin, need to decide where to play him. Will he stay as a right tackle or move back to his usual spot as a left tackle? Coach Tomlin isn't sure yet. He said in a press conference that Jones is good on both sides. This decision will affect what the Steelers do in the draft and free agency. Jones himself prefers the left side, where he played since high school. The Steelers can keep developing him on the right or move him back to the left. Last year, Jones practiced behind Moore, who was a backup to Okafor. But after Okafor was benched, Jones got his chance. This experience might influence the Steelers' decision, especially since Moore had a tough season. Moore's contract is cheap for the Steelers this season, so putting him on the bench won't cost much. Okafor might be cut to save money. This leaves the Steelers with three main options for tackle positions: a rising first-round pick, a struggling fourth-rounder, and a possible cut. Jones has the advantage, and moving him back to the left might depend on the Steelers' moves in March and April. There are rumors about the Steelers possibly drafting Amarius Mims, another player from Georgia, with their 20th pick. He's a right tackle and would strengthen the offensive line. Drafting him would show the Steelers' commitment to improving their offense. Another option is free agency, but the younger choices, like Jonah Williams from the Bengals, are more expensive. The Steelers traded up to get Jones last year, so they're likely to build their offensive line around him. What they do this offseason will be a big clue to their plans for Jones. And that's the scoop on today's Steelers news. From potential coaching shakeups to crucial offensive strategies, we're looking at some game-changing moments for our team. If you're as stoked about these updates as I am and want to keep up with all things Steelers, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe. Thanks for joining in, Steelers Nation. Let's keep the faith and keep cheering on our team.